Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 75 of the Custom Apparel Startups podcast. My name is Mark Stevenson from ColDesi.
And this is Mark Vila from Coleman & Company. And I want to actually start today with, I missed all the age jokes.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I'm 75, I forget.
Oh, okay.
The CAS podcast is forgetting to do age jokes now.
Well, hey everyone, thanks for listening today. Today we're going to talk about the secret weapon of successful businesses, which is content marketing.
Yeah, and by the way, we spend days crafting just the right title for these podcasts. We definitely do not think of them 2 seconds before we go on air. We definitely don't do that.
And
it's all very planned out.
Then the title's important for this episode, but the title's important for everything that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
The title of what you're going to do is important on this, so we'll get into that. But first, I think we should probably just define what content marketing is.
Yes.
Give a few different definitions of what it is, and then we'll go into why it's important. And then finally, how you're going to be able to start doing it today.
Right. Now, Mark here had listened to a podcast on content marketing on the way in this morning and almost dozed off in traffic.
Yes, it was
We're
really
not
boring.
going to let that happen to you. Honestly, content marketing is kind of the basis of how ColDesi does business. So I think that the lessons that you learn here today, the ideas that we give you, are really have the potential to have a big impact on your business. So I hope you will pay special attention to this one.
Yeah, and honestly, I do a lot of different marketing. I've done a lot of different marketing in my life, and content marketing for me is clearly the most fun.
Right.
So let's maybe define a little bit what it is.
Please do.
And I'll say why I think it's the most fun. So basically, from a high level definition of what it is, it's you're creating things that are specifically designed to engage a target audience.
Right.
Okay, that's like a marketing definition of what it is, and to keep it a simple marketing definition of what it is. Well, what that means is you're going to create articles, videos, pictures, information that is going to be valuable to somebody who could possibly visit your website or your social media or be in your email list or Google searching for something.
So for example, we've got a great article on how to price embroidery work.
Yes.
Right? That is a great piece of written content. We've got a few, on the Avance website, we've got a great infographic that talks about the best features and why you need them of the Avance 1501C. That's a great kind of picture piece of content. Mm-hmm. And then we've got tons of videos. The ColDesi Coleman YouTube channel has over, I think we're up to 1,100 videos.
Yeah, I was going to say somewhere over 1,000.
And we've got at least 4 Vimeo channels as well.
Yes,
so,
and plus all the videos that are just sitting in a folder waiting to be edited.
I just realized that this is all we do is podcast is content marketing.
This podcast is content marketing. And so content marketing gets to be a lot of fun because you're bringing your customers in, potential customers.
Yeah.
For example, with the embroidery article that you mentioned. Yeah. So it's for a target audience. The target audience is people who embroider or who are considering getting into embroidery. That's the target audience. And they want to know, how do I price my work? If you're a member of the Custom Apparel Startups Facebook group, you realize that that's probably the question that gets asked every hour.
Yes.
People want to know that. So,
what would you charge for this job? What would you charge for that?
Yeah. So we said, well, we need to be able to really break this down for some folks and create a really good piece of content.
Right.
That's designed for marketing, but in my opinion, and of a lot of things I've heard and read and seen on content marketing, is that part of really good content marketing is that it's a little bit altruistic, meaning that
it's a value.
Yes, it's a value. We took a long time to make that article on how to price embroidery, right? I don't know how many hours went into it, but many.
It was a lot.
And because we really wanted it to be great. And then we put it out there and it's free.
Right.
And for anybody to read. And then in exchange for that, we hope to gain followers and likes and people to visit our website and trust us and then
buy lots of embroidery machines.
And buy embroidery machines.
But it does fit in this kind of thing, and we're going to talk about different kinds of content and why do it. Mm-hmm. But your primary motivation, where you have to sit and look at all this stuff, is to be useful to people.
Yeah.
If you'll notice, all the pieces of content that we talk about are useful to people in some way. Maybe it helps them make a decision, or maybe it helps them take care of things, or it helps them, get things more inexpensively, or to get the appropriate item, or it just serves to inspire them in some way.
And we talk so much about how the listener out there,
Yeah.
or the viewers out there as well, you're the expert. You're the apparel expert. And when somebody comes to you looking for t-shirts or caps or whatever it might be, promotional items, you're the expert that they need.
They don't know what they're looking for.
They don't know what they're looking for. Sometimes you think you know what you're looking for,
Yeah.
and you don't. And we've
Yeah.
all experienced that. You go out shopping and you think you want a particular gadget or appliance, and then you get to the store and you talk to
Right.
somebody and you're like, that's not even what I wanted.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought it was. So this is all part of creating content
Agreed.
marketing. So I think we had a good example
Yeah.
we discussed, and that was KitchenAid. So KitchenAid has on their website, they have videos and written and all types of stuff, recipes.
Yes.
And there's cookie recipe, and they don't sell any they don't sell any of the things to make cookies, right? I mean, they sell the machine. Right, the machines and the attachments, but they don't sell any sugar or anything like that.
Right.
But the article is all about sugar and chocolate chips and what chips are the best and all stuff like that. You find this recipe online from KitchenAid. It was given to you for free. You make them, you bring them to a party. Everyone
Yeah.
loves the cookies. You feel really good that you found this awesome recipe, and boom, you're a hero. You feel great. But they gave that to you for free, no strings attached.
Yes.
But now it's time for you to get a new mixer.
Yeah.
Or a new attachment for your mixer or whatever it might be. So you go to the big box store and you're walking around, and now
There's
see
KitchenAid.
There's KitchenAid,
Yeah.
and then there's the Hamilton Beach one, and the Hamilton Beach thing is $99, and the KitchenAid one's $129. But immediately, now you're associating KitchenAid with, well,
That successful recipe.
That
Yeah.
recipe was great. I remember their website had so much information.
Yeah.
The quality of the product looks really good. I watched the video and the lady used the mixer,
Yeah.
and it was really cool. And then the guy had this other KitchenAid pan he used, which the cookies just slid off. He's like,
Yeah.
you want to own that.
Right.
And it feels good.
So you're developing some goodwill there. It's a very useful article,
Mm-hmm.
that recipe. You're also getting some of the one of the primary benefits of doing content, especially written content, is SEO, is search
Mm-hmm.
engine marketing. So the person that found that cookie recipe was not typing in, I need new kitchen appliances.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a toaster. I'm looking for a coffee maker. They'll have other pieces of content maybe to relate to that, but this is just a way to get people that just cook.
Yeah.
Like, I cook, I embroider, I do vinyl, I do all these things, and I'm gonna find these useful articles on a website, and I'm being served up examples. The lady in the video for the KitchenAid recipe, they're using KitchenAid appliances.
Yeah.
There's an ad over on the side for KitchenAid. Maybe you fill out a little form to you give them your email address so you get notified when the next recipe comes out.
Yes.
And you're getting marketed by KitchenAid.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I mean, the reason that this example fell right into my lap thinking about this
Yes.
is because it's
You were making
literally
cookies.
it's just literally what happens to me with KitchenAid.
Right.
Is that
Okay.
I don't even remember how I first got the mixer when I got the nice KitchenAid mixer like a decade ago, but I got it. I ended up on an email list, which I normally would have unsubscribed from.
Right.
I was like, why am I interested in any of this?
Yes.
But I got really cool pieces of content. I got some recipes.
Yeah.
I got new attachments, all these things people
Right.
did with it, and I was like, every time I saw it, I was like, cool. Then next thing you know, I'm buying 10 years later. I've been engaged in their content. I've bought little trinkets here and there
Okay.
over the past decade, but not a lot.
Right.
And then a decade later, I'm in the big box store,
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
love
getting
when this
ready
stuff works,
to
man.
buy a new dishwasher.
Yeah.
And I'm torn between two models that fit exactly what I want. My big thing is, long story short, my KitchenAid is close to where my TV is.
Okay.
So a loud dishwasher's
Is out.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, I want a quiet one. So I got between the two, and I saw the GE and the KitchenAid one.
Yeah.
And I bought the KitchenAid one. I trust them. I like
Yeah.
them. I don't know anybody who works there, but I like them because of their content.
So that's a little, you also, so you get those warm fuzzies, you get the pure marketing thing from something like the recipes.
Mm-hmm.
You get people that feel good about you. You get them to engage with your content. They sign up on your email list. But let's talk about how that might relate to, or similar things that somebody could do in the t-shirt business the same way.
Yeah, and so when we think about a little bit of kind of how it relates to this business is, for example, might be you create a great piece of content that's about how to choose the right apparel for your corporate business.
Yeah, so you would start with your niche market.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's corporate apparel, if it's cheer, if it's blue collar, if it's uniforms, whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's how do you choose the right garment? Like, what are the differences between going with a PK cotton and a synthetic polo shirt? That's a great piece of content.
Yeah, how to choose the best uniforms for your contractors, plumbers and auto repairmen, something like that, right? And the title, by the way, is important because that's what people may search for. When they see it, they realize that's for them.
Yeah.
And so how do you choose the right thing, for say like contractors? How do you? Well, for one, you probably want the material to not get a hole in it if you accidentally drip battery acid on it. For example, if you're a mechanic,
Yeah, right.
So when I used to work in an auto parts store, all of our uniforms were made from a particular type of material that if you got a little bit of battery acid on you, which would happen every day, we installed batteries.
Yeah.
It wouldn't destroy the clothing.
Right.
And the uniforms we had before that, when I first started working, as soon as you got a drop on the shirt, you knew it was done.
Yeah.
There's nothing you could do about it. You can go to the bathroom, wash it immediately, but the next day when you go to wash it, there's a hole there.
It could also be something that's wrinkle-free or
Wrinkle-free,
wrinkle-resistant.
wrinkle-resistant.
So if you put yourself in the place of your potential customer, what is a purchasing agent for the local electric company going to look for if he's looking for new uniforms for his field personnel? He's going to look for, maybe he's going to Google something like stain-resistant uniforms.
Yes.
Or wrinkle-resistant uniforms, or something like that. So these are things that you would incorporate into the article on how to pick the right uniform for field technicians.
Yes. That's great.
What are the differences between what are the best wrinkle-free uniforms on the market?
Yeah.
And so people are that serves two purposes, right? So people are going to be looking for that article. Maybe they'll find it and they'll find you because of it. Or you might get that phone call or somebody walking in your shop say, hey, I'm looking for a uniform for my field technicians. Says, you know what? I'm going to send you a link right now to how you should choose one.
And it'll help you pick between, the good, better, best of those options compared to, they go to a different shop or they call up somebody else and somebody says, oh yeah, I got a great shirt. I can do them for $8.99 a piece.
Yeah.
And that, it's a price sell. So he's like, $9, that's cheap.
Yeah.
If I need 10 of them, 90, that's less than $100. Heck
yeah.
And that's what they're thinking. And however, that's not the business that you want to be in. You want, you don't want to be that low price all the time. That's going to be, it's a fight.
Yeah.
The content marketing helps to get you out of that. KitchenAid is not the lowest price in appliances by any means, but they have great content. So you having great content. Let me email you something. It's going to give you good, better, best. And then we'll talk about some pricing afterwards. They see that. They love the one that says best.
Yeah.
The owner, I'm a big stickler for an iron shirt.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy if I don't have an iron shirt, and I hate when I see my guys come in. They're all 22-year-old kids that and they wear their same shirt that they did yesterday. And he's going on a rant. You solve the problem in this piece of content by saying no. If you get the best, you can crumple that shirt up in a ball and throw it underneath a mattress and pull it out and wrinkle.
So you may have found this podcast because I'm just going to use embroidery today for all my examples.
Okay.
You may have found this podcast because you're looking to get into the embroidery business and you found the How to Price Embroidery Work article, or you may have just heard in the marketplace about the Avance, which is not the cheapest embroidery machine in the world. Right? It's the best. No, but it's not the cheapest. So, you didn't hear about it from a bunch of people says, oh yeah, I found a $2,000 embroidery machine that I love, or anything like that. You heard about it because, we have a reputation at ColDesi for providing value like that to our customers. How do you price the work? How do you hoop a cap? How do you do all these things that has to do with the use of an embroidery machine or success in the embroidery business?
Yeah, and
that's what you're doing with this kind of article.
You show people that you are an expert. You desire to be an expert. You desire them to understand and know what's going on and why they should choose you, or just when sometimes when these articles have complete altruism and it's really just, hey, I'm going to give you some information that'll really help you out. If I can help you out with something else, let me know. And that's it.
It's not like you're going to set up like an email gateway where they have to subscribe to read an article or anything. You're engaging.
I mean, I might do that.
You might do that.
Okay, I might actually do that sometime.
But so we've talked about written content anyway.
Yeah.
We've talked about the reasons that you might do it is so people find your business. In the first place through SEO. You might do it to interact with people that you're on the phone with or in your shop. Now you can also take that piece of content on choosing wrinkle-free uniform apparel, and you might publish that on your Facebook page. Or on your Google Plus page, or you might spread it around social media. And you can engage with current customers that way. So if you are in a position where you can write something like that periodically or hire somebody to do that, then you've got this piece of valuable content you want to get in front of as many people as possible. So you can put it right on your company Facebook page. There's a local plumber, I wish I could remember their name here in Tampa, that does things like that. So they will say, hey, this is how you can unclog your own drain. Here are the 3 steps. Now, you could say that they're killing their own business.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like it's certain.
But it's really valuable. Like, I'm never going to search for a new plumber, like that. What I might have a clogged drain. How do I unclog it?
Yeah.
I got this notice on Facebook.
Yeah, so I did this thing that they told me to do, and it worked.
Yeah.
Great. And then the next time probably how you're going to find them again, or maybe whatever it is, you liked them on Facebook, or you signed up for their email, or you bookmarked them, or whatever it is, and then the drain clogs again, and you try to do the thing again. Oh, it's not working this time. It's got to be deep. And then you call them up because you're thankful for that. So I got a couple more notes on the why here. One we basically mentioned was about search, but when somebody's searching for something on the web or on Facebook or on Google or on Pinterest or anywhere that you think your audience is going to be, remember, cater to your audience. If your customers are all people who are on Pinterest, it's probably a great idea for you to pin things and put write things on for your website.
And if you're thinking right now that your audience is everyone, then you need to go back and listen to the other 74 podcasts. Okay, you really do. Find one on Google niche marketing, Google, focused marketing, things like that. You really need to listen to something else because your customers are not everyone.
Yeah,
it'll be broken down by region or by activity or by special interest. There's some kind of common theme there that you can appeal to.
Yeah, exactly. And side note on that is a little exercise is just look at your past customers and try to find, do I have a handful of them that are fit within a theme? And don't say no, because they do. They all do. You have to find what that is. You have to find what that commonality is, and that can be your niche. But
otherwise, you were gonna talk about otherwise. Before.
So searching. All right. So I have here, if somebody's going to search for Tampa t-shirt company, Tampa embroidery company, something like that. So they're going to search for that. So part of your content is going to be making sure that your Facebook page, your Google page, Google My Business, Bing Places, Yelp, anywhere where you can get on, where you can register, that it's all got a great description of what he is. So this piece of content that you're creating here is really just an informative piece of content. So a potential customer, searches, sees, and says, I'm in the right place.
Right, and we're still talking about written content here.
Yes, this is 100% written.
And that's right. So if somebody types in, custom t-shirt companies into YouTube, for example, how to make a custom t-shirt or something like that, then the description that's all about your channel, Google and Bing and Vimeo, all those places, just as an example, are not looking at the content of your video yet. They're not watching your video and deciding whether or not what is in your video matches up to
The
what
AI
people are
will
searching.
soon.
They will. What they're doing is they're looking at one thing they look at is the description of your channel.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with Facebook. You get suggested Facebook pages that you might want to follow. That's based on, one of the things that it's based on is how you describe your Facebook page.
Yeah. So your first piece of content is describing what your business is in as many places that make sense. So for sure, if you're a local business and you sell locally, 100%, you want to make sure that your Google My Business, Bing Places, Facebook, at a minimum,
Yes.
are ready to go and have a good description of what you are. I think that's like the minimum piece of content that you need to create. And it's because when you go to search on Google, I did it yesterday morning. I just did random searches like Tampa Embroidery Company, Tampa T-shirt shop, all different things like that. And every single time within that first Google page for results, there was at least 1 up to 3 Facebook pages that came up.
Right.
Because Facebook ranks high.
Yeah.
So if you have you need to have a Facebook page, you need to describe yourself well on that page. Then other content you create is what's going to happen when people go there.
Right.
But for now, why? So
we're talking about the basics.
Yeah, the number one
blocks.
why is just because your first basic pieces of content is actually going to just help people find you when they're searching. Even if it's nothing more than by accident of literally just searching Tampa Embroidery Company, and they hit go and they see the third one down is a Facebook page. They like using Facebook. They click it. It's you.
So that goes into the SEO, into the getting found kind of reasoning to do that.
Then, I put Yelp and Google Business also as another note. Be sure to try to get everywhere that you can where you think your customers are going to search.
Yes.
So not only ask yourself, how would I find a t-shirt company? Ask friends and families, and then say no, literally, how would you do it? Like, how would you search if you were going to search? And then
if you need
see,
custom t-shirts.
do they open up Yelp? Do they open up Google? Do they open up Bing? Are they doing it?
Do they go back in time and find a yellow page book?
Yes,
that could happen.
So find out how they're doing it, and then use that for inspiration to say, oh, I didn't even think that I should also set up here. I didn't even think that I should set up a profile on Waze. But one of my good friends, he searches for restaurants only on Waze.
Yeah, that's
an
a good
app,
one.
and that's how he he just opens it. He's like, oh, I want to find something to eat. I open up Waze.
Yeah.
So, and guess what? There's all types of ads and information and descriptions for restaurants in there, and some just say sushi. And others say sushi, hibachi, in a wonderful home style atmosphere.
And we haven't even mentioned one of the good parts of content marketing. One of the fundamental things is that it's mostly free.
Yeah, because
these are free like you're building articles and putting them on the website that you already pay for. You are you're publishing them on Facebook. You're publishing them on Google. You're filling in your profile. All of this is free marketing.
Yeah.
Which you can't say about advertising and things like that. That's one of the big things about content.
Yeah, it's great. And good content is, as I mentioned earlier, is evergreen, meaning that you create something that lasts a long time.
Yes.
How do I properly size for shirts? Everyone, because if you ask anybody what size shirt are you? Oh, well,
it depends.
It's a small if it's here, but it's a 2X there.
Right.
And that's like the answer you get.
It happens.
So how do I size shirts? And you pick your favorite shirts and how to size them. So, and then that piece of content that you created for free lasts a really long time. The other big why for me is that it builds trust. Like in that KitchenAid example, it is a trust builder. When folks say it all the time, when we talk to them, I've read your articles, I listened to your podcast, I watched your videos. I feel like I know you guys.
It feels like you guys care, right?
It feels like you care, and then it helps people know, your customers know that, for one, hopefully you legitimately do care.
Absolutely. You're different. You're setting yourself apart.
Yeah, I know I do.
Yeah.
I know Mark does here.
Yep.
And when you do care, then you create good content. When you create good content that comes from a good place, then your customers will see and notice that, or your potential customers will see and notice that, and then they'll turn around and they say, you know what, Mary's t-shirt shop, I don't know Mary, but I've read a couple of her things, I saw her on video a couple times, I've kind of been on our Facebook page, seems like a good woman, I want to give her my business. And that's and all of us have made decisions like that where we've never met the person or the business or know anybody, but you trust them, so it builds trust. And the third thing I wanted to say about why is because it gives you the opportunity for asking for customer feedback and using that to create content, which further builds trust, which further creates more content.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important to be able to, take your kind of content marketing strategy,
Right.
and you're using it within your customer base as well, which further ingrains them in.
Yeah.
The reason is there's two. One is because it has to do with, if you go back to our persuasion episode, if you have one
Please
of your
do.
if you have one of your customers publicly say out loud that they like you and
Yep.
you're great, they're probably going to stick with that decision. And they're going
Right.
to repeat that.
Right.
And then it's also and then another thing that has to do with content marketing while I'm thinking
Yep.
about the persuasion is the reciprocity.
Yeah,
which
right.
we talked about in
Right.
that, which is if you give somebody a really good recipe and it worked out great, they kind of feel a little bit of a debt to you and they would want to buy
Yeah.
your product. The same thing, if you provided your customer some really good information on how to pick the right work uniform,
Yeah.
and they took that to heart and they said, yeah, this is how I'm going to do it,
Right.
they're more likely to buy from you than they are to take that piece of information and go to your competition and say, yeah, I want the go to Sanmar and get me the 910 or whatever it is.
Absolutely, and to avoid the panic that some of our listeners might be feeling right now, or to try to get them to stay on so they don't stop the podcast right
Okay,
now.
all right.
You don't have to be a writer to accomplish these
No.
things. Okay, what you have to do is be kind of an expert or become an expert on these different things. So, for example, ways to brand your business, or the best leave behinds when you visit. Those are two common topics there are 1,000 articles on.
Mm-hmm.
You can write down your ideas in a bullet point and have someone that's good at English in high school write you a 500-word article. Give them an assignment. You can find a contractor to do it pretty easily that will write you 500 or 800 words, which is about where you want to be if you write content, to clean it up and make it good. You put your intent down, you put the information down, and there are people out there that will help you make it more presentable.
Yeah, and you mentioned short. It doesn't have to be long.
Right.
500 words is not a lot to write,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all you need. A little exercise you can do if you're kind of new to doing this and you haven't done it before is you can take your phone out or your computer and put on the recorder app.
Yeah.
And then think of the question in your head that you want to answer. So
Talk
how do
about
I
it.
pick the right shirt? And then just talk about it to yourself out loud. Just kind of say, okay, how do I pick the right shirt? Well,
Right.
first I would go here and then here and this one's good because of this, this, and this. Maybe you're reading out of a book. Okay, here. And then now you can listen that back to yourself and take notes from what you said. And you're
write it.
and then you're writing it at that
Yeah.
point in time, and then just put it into sentences. If
Yeah.
you run your own business and you run an embroidery machine or you run a
Yeah,
direct-to-garment printer, you can put together 300 to 500 words that are nice, simple, easy to read, and make sense.
And remember, they just have to be about topics that your customers or potential customers will care about. Now, but one thing we didn't go over, and I think now might be a good time to do that.
Okay.
Is that so far we've really just been talking about words,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
right?
You're right. Mhm.
So the other basic parts of content marketing are pictures and videos.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we just talk about, including the terror that some of you are feeling right now,
Yeah.
applies to videos especially. Sometimes when if I don't feel like I can write anything else for a day, for doing content, then you've probably seen the videos. I will literally just go and stand in front of a camera and talk about DTG printing, or I'll talk about what you can do with an embroidery machine, or my favorite things about this product. Okay, and you stand and have somebody hold a phone, stand in front of a camera, and talk about different ways that you offer that you can brand apparel,
Sure.
or that you can brand your business. So if using the uniform example, say instead of writing this 800, or in addition to writing this 500-word article on the best wrinkle-free uniforms, you could grab a sample, stand in front of somebody with a phone, and go, look, here are what we think are the properties of the best wrinkle-free uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And look, so like I've got this uniform material here, and I am flapping it back and forth, and look, it looks great. And honestly, like it's probably going to look this good at the end of the day if your guys are out in the field. Now the reason that it's wrinkle free and the reason it works is like it doesn't scratch, it doesn't stain, you can see it doesn't wrinkle, it's going to look good, it embroiders really well. Look at this logo that I just embroidered. And you can do those little clips, and that's another thing that you can upload onto a YouTube channel or your website that is going to keep people there longer, it's going to educate them. It shares really well. You put that on your Facebook page, and now anybody that is looking at buying uniforms, they're going to share that with their boss or their partner, or the purchasing agent, and it's going to help your business.
Yeah, and well, for one, now you've terrified them.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, because you thought they were scared at the words. Now
now you got to stand in front of the camera.
So let me give you a few camera tricks because. First of all, so many people are deathly afraid to be on camera.
Yeah,
more than less. Really. Okay, so for one is, counselor and me all right, it's time to get over this.
Yes.
Okay.
Your hair looks fine.
Your hair looks fine. You walk around all day, every day with people seeing you. You go to Walmart on a Sunday morning, but you're going to go to church on Sunday morning, but before you go and get dressed,
right,
you throw on, a stained shirt and a pair of shorts, and you go to Walmart.
Right.
You could get on video. Okay.
Right.
You were just in public like that. So you can get on video. So here's a couple things you could do.
Terrible example.
It's. Have you been to Walmart on a Sunday morning?
No.
Okay, don't. But no, for real, how you can actually get over it? It's really easy. It's this easy.
Okay.
First of all, you can start alone. All right, you take your phone, hit record, just prop it up against a wall, on a table, against a book. Don't worry about the angle being perfect. Get in front of it and just make your first pitch. All right, go over, hit stop, play it back to yourself. If you feel okay about it, share it with your spouse or your brother or your business partner. Delete it.
Okay.
Do it again a different day or later that day. Do a different topic.
Yeah.
Get in front of it. Do it.
You'll get comfortable.
Yeah, do it until the anxiety goes away. Because what will happen is after you do this thing 10 times, eventually it's like, now it's a habit. It becomes simple. And you just go up and now you start talking about it. And then the confidence comes up. Your chest comes out. Your shoulders are up. And you feel good.
Careful.
If you just got your hair cut, or you got your hair done, or you just got your nails or a new dress or shirt or whatever, if you're feeling good, that's a great time to practice too. So just practice a bunch of times. And the second thing you can do is just ask somebody else that's really good looking or well spoken.
And I am available. But, or you know what? One thing that you can do is don't be in the video.
Yeah.
So what you could do is and it's better to be in the video. It's scientifically better. People will stay more engaged and they will like your content more if there's a face in it. That's just the way we're programmed. But if you, let's say, back to embroidery, if you want to take that uniform example and you just want to point your phone at an embroidery machine while it's sewing out on a logo out on a wrinkle-free uniform, then you can go, hey, look, I'm embroidering this today, for a specific company, but let me pan over here and show you why we picked this particular garment. It's because it's like this, it has these properties, it washes well, look good at the end of the day. Go back to the embroiderer, said, look, you can call me anytime, and I'll help you pick out the right product for you. Click. It's a 60-second video.
Yeah.
And once you're done with that, you can upload it on YouTube and Vimeo, you can put it on your website. You can, if you do it right, you can put it up on Instagram. You can make it so people will find it and they'll see you doing your work, and they'll get the same information they would in the article, just consume it in a different way.
Yep, and it's fantastic, and it's so easy, and you can do all of this from a tablet or a mobile device, including editing, adding your business name, adding your logo at the end. You can do all that stuff right from your mobile device if you want to. If you're better and you want to use a computer and get some better software, you can get into that too. But you don't need that.
Right, we had a great. We had one of the new people on Custom Apparel Startups just this week. They signed up. They posted a great video that they'd done. It was their first try with iMovie.
Oh yeah.
So they used their iPhone and they took a video clip of some of their team weeding vinyl and some of the shirts that were done and some of the equipment that they were using and the vinyl cutter cutting stuff out. It was great. I mean, it needed a few tweaks, right? Because it was a first effort. But I'd be very comfortable as a business owner sharing that video so people would know a little
Yeah.
bit more. Oh,
And-
that's how they do it. That's really interesting.
It's cool, and if you're struggling with the app and you can't figure
Yeah.
out how to do it, just give it to like a 7-year-old,
Yeah.
and
Right, literally.
they'll know how to do
Any
it.
7-year-old.
Just give it to a
so
7-year-old.
So words, we talked about videos. Let's just talk briefly about pictures.
Okay.
So, and pictures goes for graphics as well.
Yeah, and I think the great thing about pictures is it goes right along with the words. And because you could do pictures with a caption,
Yes.
and that could be your whole post.
Yeah.
It's just a short caption and a great picture. And I think just on pictures, just make sure that they're clear and that there's not weird stuff going on in the background.
Again,
That's it.
just this week, I'd come in on Monday, and over the weekend they printed out some new DTG sample shirts to send out. And these white shirts, 3 different graphics, and they were amazing.
Oh,
They
those were
looked
so
great.
cool. They're on the Facebook page,
Yeah,
right?
right. So
They're so cool.
I took my phone literally, and I laid them out on the table in the showroom, and I took 3 pictures, and I posted it up, and I just told them what happened. Everybody, what happened? Like, I came in today, took these pictures. They're great. They're like 30 cents a piece in ink. You might not want to publish that if you're selling the shirts, but and it got great interaction. People love the images. It's a great use of content. So imagine yourself, you're doing a job for a cheer group, and you're doing bling, and as the machine is finished, as you do your final press, you're looking at the glitter vinyl or the spangles or whatever, and you take a picture and you just put underneath it, I loved doing this job, it came out great, and then send that over to the Facebook page of your customer, and share that. And what's the value add for people when you do something like that? You inspire people to think outside the box, and you're getting them excited about wearing this shirt, about representing this company, and you're letting them know these are your expectations. These are the kinds of things that you should expect. What do you expect when you're ordering uniforms? Well, you should expect your embroidery looks like this.
Yeah.
There's no there's no strings, there's no puckering, it looks great, the colors are good. So great examples of using, words, videos, and pictures.
Yeah, and what's so cool about pictures is that one job that you do, if you're taking a picture of that completed job, you can set up those shirts in a handful of ways. You can have, if you get a picture of your customer wearing one, if you get a picture of them on a table, you get a picture of them on a machine. So you get all these pictures. You can get say 15 pictures. And all of this content can last for a long time too. Just because you did the job today and you shared it on Facebook today doesn't mean that you don't hold on to a few of those pictures for a few months down the road and say, hey, for those who didn't see, a while back I posted this. Here's some more pictures of me doing the work.
And we do stuff like that, but more importantly, Facebook is a master at this. When you log into your profile in the morning and it says, here's a memory from a year ago. Here's a memory from 5 years ago. What are they doing? They're encouraging you to reshare a picture that you've already published.
Yes.
So you guys can do that. Take a couple of good pictures, man. Ask if you can go on site to the electric company. Everybody's using the uniform. Do they have a meeting? You can go take a picture of everybody in the uniform. Whatever it is, just pictures of your equipment or your shop. There are things that serve a lot of purposes, including just keeping your customers engaged in you and your business.
Yeah,
right?
and it's great. And one way to get pictures, and I think we could talk now just a lot about more of how to do this.
Please.
So one way you can get great pictures and you can get great content, and it could be videos or written or pictures this way, is user generated content.
UGC.
UGC.
That's the industry term.
And we mentioned it, I think, a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
But can you send me a picture with all the kids wearing the sports uniforms?
Yeah.
That'd be great. I'd love to share it on Facebook if that's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, do me a favor. If you really like the shirts, will you take a picture of a few people wearing them and post it to my Facebook page?
Right.
And
you do a company event. Do you have any videos of anybody playing any games or anything at the company event wearing our shirts?
Yeah.
If you do you mind if I grab that?
Yeah. Send it to me, please. And it'll help me out. And there's a lot of different ways you can encourage that even further. Like we mentioned in other episodes, giving a free cap or a free koozie as a bonus, and then you could put a card in there. Hey, here's a free koozie. By the way, if you could send me a couple pictures of some folks wearing the shirts, I'd love to share it on my Facebook page.
One of the things that we talked about in a previous episode, and we really have to start writing this down.
Yeah.
One of the other things that we talked about in a previous episode is, the idea of following your biggest customers on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yep.
for example, if you are following the American Cancer Society on Facebook and you do their charity shirts, then they will be posting pictures of that event on their company Facebook page or organization Facebook page, and you can share those pictures. So, that's user-generated content. You have a cheer organization that wins a championship and they're putting pictures all over their Facebook page, then you share that, says, congratulations, I love it when my customers succeed.
Yeah.
Really enjoy doing these shirts for you guys. They look great. And that's great. It's perfectly appropriate, and you did not have to do anything except make sure you were aware that that was happening.
And what's so cool about that is it touches everything we just said.
Right.
It's got the altruism in it, because like you say, hey, I really do like it when my customers win the championship.
Absolutely.
That's so cool, right?
Yep.
And so you're happy for them.
Yes.
And then you share that out. It makes them feel good.
Right.
You get a little bit of the reciprocity back on there, because they're they like to see. And also when new people, new customers, potentials see that, they go to your Facebook page for the first time because you wrote a great Facebook little blurb about what you do, and then somebody searched, and then that day is the day that you shared that image, and it's right on the top of your Facebook page, and they see that. I mean, just it goes, and then the warm and fuzzies flow through, and they just see that, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, look at these kids are so cute."
You get to humble brag.
Yeah,
like because they're all like, you're not saying anything, but I'm just publishing all these pictures of this fantastic work that I've done.
Yeah, right? And so you get people to feel good. Now they trust you. They're like, "Oh, look at his page, like." I see. Yeah, I know that plumbing company. Like they actually fixed my house.
The work
I didn't
looks
even
good.
Know. I didn't even know that he did the uniforms for them. Or I can't wait for my kid to go into soccer. Yes. I'd love for them to do that. And then you see that. So all of it's going to make people feel good. It's going to help build trust.
Yes.
And then they're going to see other people like you and use you for your business, compared to going to a Facebook page that's dead and empty and blind. Then there's nothing there, and when somebody goes there, they either decide to call or not.
Like that whole description just bummed me out.
Yeah.
Dead and empty.
Yeah, it's
terrible.
You ever go to a Facebook page that has no posts.
I know.
And it feels like
terrible.
that. It
does.
It's
a desert.
It feels like a desert. So what are some other things you could do?
I like events.
Go ahead.
We just did a podcast recently on doing events.
Yes.
If you are going to go do a fair or a market or a show, that is a hotbed of potential content, especially pictures and videos. You should take a picture of your booth. You should take a video of your booth. You should take a picture and video of people in your booth every time somebody buys a shirt. You should say, if you put this on and come back, I'd love to take a picture. You're walking around the show, you see somebody with something that you created on. They were wearing one of your hats. Says, hey, do you mind if I take a picture? Boom. You do a Facebook Live video of the same thing. You do that when people buy stuff in your store.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got a changing room. You want to go put that shirt on right now? I'd love to take your picture.
And so many people will say yes, because
so many millennials will say yes.
True.
They're always taking their own picture anyway.
As deathly afraid as people are of planning to do a video,
I know,
and then recording it and being like, I'm doing a promotional video, I have no clue what to say, I forgot every word, and I can't believe my hair looks like this on video, and I hate the sound of my voice. However, if somebody's taking a picture in public, what happens?
Yeah, they're cheese.
You jump in.
Yeah.
So when you ask your customers, can I take a picture? Can I shoot a video of you guys waving with the shirts? So many people are going to say yes.
Or you could just say, obviously you're 25 years old, you're going to be taking a selfie within the next 4 minutes anyway. Could you just send me that?
Yeah.
Just tag me.
Yeah. And so it's great. Some other things, we have event videos.
Yeah.
We mentioned apparel care video.
I love that.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. So one of the things
serves a couple of purposes.
Yeah, we're talking about it serves you. And it serves your customer. Yeah. And for one, a little kind of public service announcement. You're in the apparel industry. You sell apparel for a living. You make apparel for a living. You should be an expert on how to wash, care, dry, iron apparel. You should know how to do that. You should understand, when should I use cold? When should I use bleach? When should I use fabric softener? When should I... All of these things, you should know all this
What's
stuff.
the best fabric for this situation because of the way you care?
Yes. So, and then you can create a piece of content that tells your customers, hey, okay, if you're using this style of shirt, I'm going to tell you the proper way to care for it. and here's the do's and the don'ts. And you can show some don'ts. You could take something and wash it on high with, take a white shirt, wash it on hot with red shirts, and then they come out pink in the dryer and shrunk.
Here's a great idea. Go buy some of those $7 shirts that people advertise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and get some of the shirts that you would normally recommend and wash them and just show them. Especially like if the shirt doesn't maintain its structure and it skews. A twist, which happens a lot with cheap shirts.
Or have somebody try it on, and then you see the shirt's like gone up 3 inches.
So this serves a couple of purposes. You are really like serving your customer because you're helping them make a better decision on picking a better shirt, and you're also putting that on your website. So if somebody comes back to you and says, my design, like the shirt cracked, like after the first wash, really? Did you visit this page? Yeah. Did you wash it inside out? Did you do it in cold water? Did you hang it to dry? Did you whatever the
instructions are?
Did you bleach it? It says, well, I don't know. I just washed it with everything else. Well, you'll get better results if you do the things that I provided for you.
Yeah, and it's true. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's embroidery, if it's rhinestones, if it's spangles, if it's digital heat effects, direct to garment, whatever it is. Period. If you wash clothes properly, they last longer. Yeah. That doesn't even matter if it's custom decorated by a small shop or by Ralph Lauren. If you want, you could take the nicest shirt you own that says dry clean only and wash it in cold and low tumble dry, and it comes out and it's destroyed. Yeah. Because you shouldn't have done that. Right. So your apparel is the same way. So you can make this content, and then this content's really cool because then you can ask your customer if it's the coach to share it with the team.
Absolutely.
And then they're not only is this going to serve them because their shirts are going to last longer, it's going to serve you back because they're happier because their shirts lasted the whole season and still looked perfect. And all it was because they did not put fabric softener in it because maybe that was not good for the garment you were using.
I agree, and you've got some other good examples here, like working with how to order custom T-shirts online.
Oh yeah.
Working with a custom T-shirt company, and you can do an article and a video, the things that you should expect, and one of them could be, you here are the things that you should expect. You should expect a full description of the kind of material and the wash instructions that's in the shirt that you're getting decorated. Mm-hmm. So you'll know if it's good quality. And here's a couple of things that you can look for. You can look for the weight. You can look for the fabric mix, whatever that is. Here is how an order should go, how an order should be placed. You should get a confirmation email. You should get a phone call from somebody, and you can tilt it towards your business, right? Yeah. Because there's a benefit to working with a very small business, a boutique custom apparel shop, versus a cafe press or a Zazzle. Like you should be able to, if you have any questions about your order, pick up the phone and call the guy who's going to be doing the shirt for you. Yeah. And that serves your potential customer, and it's a great piece of content for you to point to.
Yeah, what questions should you ask if you're going to order custom T-shirts? That could be a great piece of content to create. What's the material of the shirt made out of? How are you going to decorate it? Et cetera, whatever they are.
The difference between a $7 and a $20 custom shirt.
Yeah. What weight is it? What type? You said it's 100% cotton. What type? What do you mean, what type? Well, is ring spun? I mean, but you educate your customers because that you're going to provide a really quality garment. So if they go somewhere else and they ask these questions, they're going to get the answers you just told them are the ones they don't want to hear.
You could also do something like, the difference that emphasizes the difference if you're digital heat effects or your direct-to-garment printer, the difference between, the possibilities between the two technologies. So if you are, for example, you're fighting against that $10 or $12 shirt from a screen printer down the road, what you could do is you could highlight the difference in a design with an unlimited number of colors versus 2. Yeah. Because one of your advantages is going to be that I don't care what you give me. Give me a full color photo. Give me a full color graphic. I'm not going to charge you any different because of the number of colors. So you can get a $12 shirt from a screen printer that has one color and a saying, or you can get a $20 shirt from Digital Heat FX or DTG that has whatever you want to on.
Yeah, millions of colors.
And you can turn that into an article or a video or whatever you want.
And so these are all great, and these are all simple things that anybody listening to this can do. You could do this right after you stop this, and you you sit down. You can go and you can take some pictures or take a video right away. This is all simple stuff. Another thing you put here is you put success stories, customer. We were kind of mentioning that a bit earlier, but
I love to do
like
that.
with the soccer team, the About Us.
Yes.
So that would be if you have a website, you have an About Us page.
That really should be your first piece of content, along with the description of your Facebook page and your YouTube channel.
And remember the basics on this stuff. What should it do? It should help people understand that they're in the right place. It should help build trust of who you are.
Yes.
And it should be there should be some altruism so the customer really trusts and believes that you're going to take care of it. So an About Us page should say, we're an embroidery shop. We are really passionate about apparel.
Yeah.
We're really going to help you out, and we're going to make sure that you get everything you want and more.
We specialize in these things. We serve this area.
Yep.
We are more concerned that you're happy than making extra 50 cents on a shirt.
Yeah. So these are all great things, and these are simple. And you can go back to older episodes where we talk about, like you mentioned, a specific area. So if you're in a city, but the area of town you're in, like there's an area of Tampa called Temple Terrace. However, people who live there, their address is Tampa.
Right.
However, if you do live there, you might search for t-shirt shop in Temple Terrace.
Yeah.
So not just because your address is Tampa, if there's a community name,
put that in your
description too. And this is true for Facebook, for YouTube, for your Instagram, everywhere.
Yeah.
So we did, mentioning that, there's the Facebook page, load that up. YouTube, if you're going to do video. By the way, a bunch of pictures in a row thrown into an app.
That's a video.
And then turned into a slideshow with some words typed over it is a video as well. So even if you only do pictures and you're not really getting into video yet, you could take a bunch of pictures, put it in a phone app, create a slideshow that's 30 seconds long.
Yep. Before I forget, if you are going to publish pictures on your website or anywhere really, make sure that you treat the description for those pictures just like you would an article. So you're going to mention your business in the description. You're going to put what it is, custom T-shirt, care instructions by, the name of your company. Because, again, when someone is searching for something, you're often served up images as part of the result. So if you search DTG printer, for example, there's a very good chance you're going to find a picture of one of ColDesi's DTG printers.
Yeah.
And that's because, what do we call it? We call it the DTG M2 DTG printer from ColDesi, where we sell and support DTG printers. So we make each individual picture and the description an event by itself.
Yeah, and when you're doing all of this stuff, I also want to make sure that always remain tasteful and thoughtful in how a customer is going to perceive it. Mm-hmm. So sometimes what can happen with content is somebody is so either afraid of someone stealing their art or want to make sure, I want everyone to know definitely I made this. So they put a giant logo of theirs like crooked in the middle, and it blocks the whole image. Yeah. And now it's not even pleasant to look at anymore. So think about the taste in that. Okay, I want to put my logo on every image. You throw it in the corner.
Sure,
and in the same spot.
And you guys can relax because most of your stuff, if it's good, will get stolen at some point.
Oh yeah.
So
definitely
just
will.
Don't stress. Don't stress.
And just like we talked in the episode about with the copyrights and such like that. Your designs can get stolen. Yeah, but there's things you could do. And remember, when you take a picture of something and you post it online, go back and listen to that episode. But that actually gives you some rights to that too. So you not only do you get the content marketing and the customer and the trust and all that, but you also get a little bit of protection for the work that you've created.
I agree.
So it's very cool. It does so much.
Man, we've done some really good.
Yeah. Is there anything else to cover?
No. I just before we wrap up, which it's getting a little late. I think we should.
Yeah, we've got
before we wrap
couple
up,
minutes.
What I want to stress here is actually I want to make an offer.
All right, do it.
Okay, so if you have your company description that you are thinking about using in your About Us or in your Facebook page, or you're working on a particular piece of content that you're not sure about, you can send it to me. And I'll take a quick look, and I'll make sure that it's long enough, and I'll help you with keywords and things like that.
Yeah.
So just send it over. Send it to mstevenson@ColDesi.com. And we'll give it a quick look. We're glad to help. And if I don't understand something or I need some help, Mark is the real pro. I'll just send it.
I'll just send it to me, and then I'll send it.
That's what'll happen.
That's what a lot of that happens here.
Yeah, I know.
We were joking the other day, but there was a report that we were putting together. I don't know if I told you this, but a gentleman here named Joe. If you guys have talked to him, he's one of our managers. He's a sales manager, and he said, "Hey, I'm trying to put together this report on this information and et cetera." And I was like, "Yeah, I can do that, sure." And he's like, "Great." He's like, "Can you do it and send it to me so I can take credit for the whole thing?" And I was like, "Oh, that was my plan anyway."
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
But no, for real though, if you want help on any of this, shoot it over to us. And you can also feel free to post it on the Custom Apparel Startups Facebook group.
That's a good idea.
Because you'll get other people to comment too. And I'll tell you what, man, some of the responses and comments that I see people make, I'm just
Smart.
like, man, that was so good.
So good.
I'm like, I wish that was my idea. I wish I would have said that.
Yeah.
So you'll get great feedback from other people. One or both of us are glad to read. Same thing if you make a video and you think it's terrible.
Yeah.
I'll promise you this: I have no problem telling somebody don't ever share that online.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're not.
I'll tell you, but don't be afraid of that.
If you're looking for the sensitive answer, don't ask us.
Yeah, ask for. We'll give you a real
we'll give
answer.
you the real answer.
I'm not just going to say yes, but what I will say, here's the 2 things to improve, and then do it. Or I would say this is definitely good enough to post.
Yeah.
However, don't reshoot this one. Next time.
Yeah.
Add more light to the room.
I think that's
or,
exactly what I did for the video that the guy posted on the CAS group.
Yeah, so I guess the homework today, I always like to leave with homework, right?
Yep.
Is make one piece of content marketing before this week is out.
Yeah, good.
The day that you're listening to this, I hope you're not listening to it at Sunday at 11:50 p.m. because we're going to run out of time soon. But before the week is out, go ahead and find something good, interesting.
Yeah.
Take a little video of something, write something down, gather some testimonials from customers and put them into a little article. Hey, this is why people liked me.
And if Leah is listening, then what you can do is you can record while you're listening to the podcast.
Okay.
You can record a video of yourself listening to the podcast on your way to a show that you're going to do, and you could say, "Hey, I'm on my way to my next event. This is Leah, and I'm in this business, and I do this kind of stuff. And man, when I get to that event, I'm going to show you some pictures of the work that we've done. You're going to love it." And then do that, and then cut it in with some pictures of the work that you do, and that's a great little piece of content.
And what's interesting about that is someone might think, well, does anybody care to watch me sitting in my car getting ready to drive to an event? I'm about to buckle up, and I'm
surprisingly yes.
Yeah, and it's also it's about that trust. It's about understanding who you are. It's about them looking at you and say, you know what, Leah's a real person.
Working hard at the business.
I see that she drives a Toyota Highlander. That I have one too.
Right.
And it's just they see all this. They see about you. They see you're a real person. They know, and then they also, it's about they know that you care.
Yeah.
And really, customers love that.
Yeah.
They feel terrible when they think, well, some reviews that we get. When sometimes we are unable to help somebody with their problem. I mean, literally, it's not what we do.
Yes.
It's like somebody comes to you and says, "I really need pens," and you're like, "I'm not into that," and then they're mad at you that you don't do pens. That happens.
Yes.
Right. But sometimes what you'll see in those reviews and comments, and you'll see in restaurant reviews everywhere, is that the waitress didn't even care that I said that. that I don't like olives. Right. And it's like. Yeah, or the waiter,
Last story, and then we're
okay.
gonna go. So my daughter lives in Orlando in an apartment, and she's had some maintenance problems in the unit.
Mm-hmm.
And literally last night, she's telling us, one of the maintenance guys came by. There's a leak in the ceiling periodically, and he's like, there's just no way for us to fix it. I've got 400 people in this complex I've got to take care of. I can't return your phone calls really quickly, and there's nothing I can do about this. And the thing that angered her the most was that the guy obviously didn't care.
Yeah.
So these kinds of little videos that you do that are an insight into your life and your business and what you're doing to make the shirts and make your business successful and take care of t-shirts and give them some business advice on branding, all that stuff leads to them believing that you care and wanting to do business.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, it's not. You may make a video and share it online, and you might get a customer right away from that one video. And that's so cool when that kind of stuff happens. And it happens here.
Yep.
We share a video, and then we get a phone call.
It's
I just
awesome.
watched this video on
Yeah.
Facebook. And I'm like, oh, I just put it up like a minute ago.
Right.
And that might happen. But more than likely, you're going to make a bunch, and you're going to see, only like one person liked it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean only one person watched it, you know? And that doesn't mean that video is not just sitting there ready. Like just ready for like just somebody to come down
The right
line,
person is going to share
and
it.
then they're scrolling just what's this company all about, and boom, they find that they see the picture of the soccer team. It was from last January. You know, it was 16, 17 months ago, and they saw that, and it's like boom, that was like the gold for them.
Doing
business with them.
Then you get a call from the national soccer.
Yeah, so it could be something that doesn't get you business now, but later. So when you create this stuff in confidence, knowing that marketing experts all over the world, everywhere you go, anybody who really studies marketing, I mean, what do they say content is?
Content is king.
Content is king. I mean, you hear that all the time, content is king. And they say because content is one of the pieces of marketing that it destroys everything else in getting people to want to come and be your customer.
Yep.
It is better than everything else. Great advertising that you pay for is great, but if the content on the website is really bad, or the Facebook page is a desert, so much of that money goes in.
I feel really good about this piece of content
Oh,
that
really?
we just finished.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
great. So this is what you're going to do next. Is
Yes.
you are going to let us know if you'd like us to take a look at a piece of your content.
Yeah, it'd be great.
You are going to find this recording on YouTube with a great description in it, and you're going to share that piece of content for us.
That'd be great.
You're going to listen to this piece of content on iTunes or Google or Stitcher, wherever you consume podcasts, and you're going to share that. And then other people are going to fall in love with the Custom Apparel Startups podcast. They're going to learn more about content marketing, and all of our businesses are going to be better.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally how it works.
Awesome.
I mean, that's literally how it works. So.
Well, this has been Mark Stevenson from ColDesi.
And Mark Vila from Coleman Company.
You guys have a great business.